Welcome back to WRCO Studios. We have in the studio Randy Cobb, who is here. Randy, how you been?
Man, I'm great, guys. Man, how are y'all?
Good to see you. You're wearing proudly an Alabama Crimson Tide shirt.
That's right, roll tide on that.
So we know where you hail from.
That's right.
You didn't get in a fight with Henry Bray on your way in here either.
No, he knows who the real winner is. Arkansas ain't got nothing on Big A. Come on, man.
Good to have you. Well, how long have you been kicking around with this music thing?
Man, I got the bug at a very, very young age. Due to some, some unfortunate circumstances when I was very, very young. I never seen my father sober the first 10 years of my life, and when him and my mother divorced, I was a war to him and his alcoholism. And first year there, when I guess I was around 11 years old or so, I lived in 16 different homes where he dropped me off while he did his shenanigans or whatever. So it was pretty scary time in my life. And, you can imagine being a young kid and not knowing anyone. Man, I turned to writing poetry. That's what I started doing.
That's how you coped with it?
I did, 100%. Yeah, that's what I did, man. And then as I become, an adult, a young adult, I kind of ventured into trying to do some songwriting. And then in my early 20s, and then probably as I got into my later 20s, mid to later 20s, started recording songs. And then in my 30s and 40s, man, I started just recording my own songs and trying to get a record deal. And I walked into most of the major labels, man, with a real shot, and never come to fruition. But boy, my head was as big as this room, and I got the bug that way, man. I've never stopped. I continued writing, and I still do it to this day, recording, and which brings us to this new song we got, Not On Me, that's out right now. My very first single to radio.
Awesome. What can you tell us about it, the writing and putting it together and everything?
Well, in 14 and 15, they pitched me to Warner Brothers Records, and I had a good rapport with those guys, and we negotiated back and forth for probably 13, 14 months, and it didn't come together. So I had to get a real job and I had a daughter about to go into college, graduating high school and all. So, man, I started a trucking company, and I did very well in that for about a decade. I started right around 11 or 12, and but it really just took off, and then COVID hit. So COVID hit, and I was a car hauler, and I still drive a truck full time, as a matter of fact, but I'm not. I haul for a company, but I had 3 semi trucks. Well, COVID hit, and it devastated the automobile industry, and it took us small guys out. It took me. It just I couldn't keep my head above water. So that happened, and in that time, the COVID got my family. My older brother got real sick, and we didn't really know what that was. We've always been a very healthy family, so everything we ever get, we beat it, you get a cold every couple of years or something, but we never went to doctors or nothing really. We just very healthy, really, and shoot, it got on him, and he didn't know what it was. He couldn't shake it. I helped get him in the car so we could get him some help, and I never got to see him or talk to him ever again. The COVID took his life. Christmas Eve morning of 2020.
Man. And
then I got very, very sick in that time. I caught it from him. I ran a high fever for 16 days. All the symptoms that you can imagine, I stayed, I was very weak for probably, 6 weeks or so, and almost 4 months to the day after losing my brother, it got my mama. It killed my mama. So, and my mama was just a precious, precious person, man. So I was devastated, man. But in those times, I was watching as they were telling us we couldn't work. They're telling us we need to stay home. They're paying people to stay home. I can't, I'm going through all my money to, try to keep my head above water. And, they're telling us we can't be with loved ones. We can't do anything. They're shutting businesses down. And then they're ushering thousands of people over the border. And I'm just thinking, man, all this stuff they're doing, these vaccines, all this stuff they're rolling out, it's all on our backs. It's all on us. We're all going to have to pay this back, So that's where Not On Me comes from. That's exactly what it means. All this stuff shouldn't be on us. It's not fair for us blue-collar workers that work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. We shouldn't have to carry that burden all the time. Everybody should be pitching in, and they shouldn't be putting extra on us, you know. So that's where it comes from. One of my favorite sayings is the American dream is not a handout. And, man, that's exactly what this song's about, man.
All right, let's give it a spin. Randy Cobb on WRCO.
Firing up my pickup, I'm on my way to work. 8 to 5 just to get mine, living life for what it's worth. Now I'm down to my last dollar, last cigarette. Still worried about tomorrow, but I ain't giving up yet. I'm not a preacher, dang it, I'm gonna preach. Everybody wants to get there fast, got a soul for you gonna reap. You've got your hands out, but these handouts ain't for free. No, baby, not on me. Baby, not on me. Oh, us backwood boys are yelling, not on me. I know that's what you're used to, but it's time for things to change. This living off the back of the working man's the wrong way to earn your pay. 'Cause we learn young how to do it. This is how we were born and raised. We wake up, go to work, make it home, go to church, love God, family, USA. It's your way, and I'll keep doing it mine. Ain't always that easy, but it works for me every time. You've got to get up, man. I've given all I think I can give. Made by the sweat of my brow, forged me the life that I live. See, there ain't nothing for free, yeah. Oh, us backwood boys are yelling out on me. Oh, not on me. Ain't nothing for free.
Randy Cobb, and he is in the studio with us. More coming up here. Randy, we just played your song there a little bit. You told a little bit of a story about being a truck driver. Do you ever sing 6 Days on the Road, do you?
No, I never did. No? I've never covered that song, but I do enjoy it. I think it's been covered by several artists.
I think it has.
Yeah.
There are a lot of truck driving songs, though. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I've got a few truck driving songs I've written. Yeah, oh yeah. It's you get a lot of alone time. You see a lot of things that people will never get to see. America is a beautiful, beautiful place. It really is, man. So,
and when you're seeing it 1 mile at a time like that, you're really taking it in, aren't you?
You are, yes. You are, man. You're soaking in that all of that, through that big old windshield, for sure, man. So, yeah, I'm grateful that I'm able to do that and get paid to see all this stuff I do, man. It's really awesome.
And I bet you do get ideas when you're driving down the road. How do you record them so you don't lose them? Do you put them on your phone or something?
You know, there's a good thing is you have these. I'm an Apple fan, so we have voice recording.
Oh,
so man, I can do that. Sometimes I just, man, if something hits me or whatever, man, I was out in the Northwest a couple months back, and man, just all these things that I had seen and heard about, and then it just got all over my soul, man. And I wrote just a killer one out there about that. So looking forward to getting that thing done. Of course, it's not ready yet, but it's well on its way for sure. Yes. So you really get inspired by America, or really inspire you.
You mentioned going to Warner Brothers and some different places. This business is pretty dog eat dog, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's it's a tough business for sure. It's not for everyone. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. So perseverance. I think a lot of it is political. I think it takes a lot of money to stay in the game. I've got some people behind me. I've got sponsors now. There's Nose Down Scents out of Tennessee, is a grassroots company, man, built from the ground up by a truck driver. He was a truck driver, and he dove out with him and his family and started their own line of Nose Down Scents as a hunting scent, cover scent, deer scent. They got a full line of hunting apparel, hats, shirts, hoodies, whatever you want, man. Y'all need to check these guys out, man. Nose Down Scents. And ask for Jason, tell him RC sent you, man. He'll give you a good deal. Well, yeah, but every little bit, counts. Everything you can get, you never know who you're going to meet that can open a door for you, man. So you just got to keep pushing forward, So I've been at it for 20-something years, and this is my very first single to go to radio. And I'm so grateful for that. I think the song is doing very well. We have a video out for the song on YouTube. Under Randy Cobb Music. You can check it out. Not On Me. It's got 2.4 million views in 8 weeks. It's doing very, very well. It's resonating with the people. And we want to just keep on building on that,
Randy, you're an overnight sensation, I think, there all of a sudden after 20 years.
Well, so. I'm good looking, so that kind of happens.
He's an idol.
No, I don't know about no overnight thing. Shoot, it's been a long time coming, but we're going to keep pushing forward for sure.
Awesome. You were going to tell us a little story about a song that you might sing for us, if you'd be so kind.
Well, in 2011, I lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's disease, which is a terrible, terrible disease. I watched her demise. I mean, she and I were really close. She lived in Frankfort, Kentucky, and of course, I grew up down south. And but I'd go up there a couple of times a year just to spend time with her and my uncles. And I used to watch her having a couple margaritas at the Mexican restaurant, dancing on tabletops, being the life of the party, to no life at all, hardly, just reverting to just like a baby. You couldn't do anything for herself. I was the last one she remembered. And I remember I was coming home off the route. I think I may have been in Nashville for a while there. I wasn't sure, but I was coming home. They said that it was time, for her. And so she she had nurses had her all hooked up to some stuff, watching her vitals and all that mess, and they were bedside with her. And when I got there, I finally made it to her. They said all her vitals had changed, which was, I didn't really put two and two together. And after talking to the nurse, she said she was probably waiting on you. And I just was like, I don't know about all that, but I grabbed her little hands, her fragile hands, and I reached down and I told her that we loved her and that we were all going to be okay, and it was okay to let go. 30 seconds later, she took her last breath, and that's exactly how it happened.
Man.
Yeah, so in 2014, I had moved a good buddy of mine, Preston Stanfield, down from Nashville to the Gulf Coast there. He wanted to move down to play on, live at the beach, which is a lot of those guys' dreams, and so I helped him do that. And I told him the story about my grandmother. He knew how close she was to me. And Preston was the founding member of the Rascal Flatts, or the original drummer. He didn't move on with them as they become, they were called the Blue Healers when they first started. I don't know if you know that story or not.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were the Blue Healers. And then, of course, Jim Riley come in there when they got signed to DreamWorks, and he's the drummer. He's been the drummer since they were the signed act. So, but Preston and I were buddies, and he knew the story of my grandmother. And Preston calls me in the middle of the night, and he says, Randy, he said, I got your next song, man. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know the story you told me about your grandmother? I got the next song for you. I got the title. And he says, it's I Remember Her, but She Don't Remember Me. And you're going to write it as if a man is losing his wife to Alzheimer's. And that's how I did it. I knocked it out of the park. And next month we're slated to do a video for this song, and hopefully if we can get some traction on Not On Me, it'll be my next single, and I think you guys will enjoy that.
Awesome. Randy Cobb in the studio. We're blessed to have him here, courtesy of Grassroots Entertainment. So if you'd be so kind, play that for us.
Absolutely. I was 8 and in my front yard, she'd be walking home from school. When I play and I still see her, was her silent childhood fool. Yeah, I remember her. She don't remember me. Yeah, I remember her. She don't remember me. My, how time it starts to run in when a boy becomes a man. Had a wife, a house, and a new baby girl, living free in the promised land. When my country came a-calling, she was cutting her first teeth. When I finally fought my way home, baby girl had just turned 3. Yeah, I remember her. She don't remember me. Yeah, I remember her. She don't remember me. I'm just flipping through the pages of some chapters in my life. Every turn turns one more photograph of my children and my wife. I'm just going through emotions, praying somehow we will all just make it through without you. 'Cause your mind is gone now. No, it won't be long now. Oh, my darling, I love you. Our time for making memories is coming to an end. Though she stares, she can't remember. She and I were best of friends. Yeah, I remember her. She don't remember me. Yeah, I remember her. She don't remember me.
Oh, my goodness. That is a powerful song, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
How do you sing that and not get emotional?
Oh, it's I've been singing it for a minute, but sometimes, man, sometimes it still gets on me, man, because for me to deliver a song like it needs to be, especially something I wrote, I put myself in the time when when all the the memories are there. I just put myself in that moment, So I mean, that's how I get in there and I just deliver it,
Yeah, I could tell. Very personal song.
Absolutely, it was. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll come back and ask Randy a couple more questions, and he's got to get on the road here. It's been a pleasure having Randy Cobb in the studio with us. Randy, if anybody wants to get into your music a little deeper, how can they do that?
Man, I'm glad you asked that. I have a full album and this new song, Not On Me. It's on all your digital markets, which would be your Pandoras, your Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, all those things. Come there and check me out. Also, I think I mentioned earlier, but I'll say it again. Yeah, on YouTube, you can catch me. My username is Randy Cobb Music. Y'all go there and check out the video. Subscribe to me if you would. It really helps. Follow me on my Spotify's and all those. That really, really helps, too. Get the word out and kind of bumps that algorithm to get my music spun around a little more. So, man, any help I can get that way would be awesome. On my socials, my username is still the same. Like your Instagram, my X, Facebook, it's Randy Cobb Music. So that's Randy Cobb. You type in Randy Cobb Music, all one letter or word, it'll take you to all my stuff, man. So follow, subscribe, comment, like, if you whatever, it's good or bad comment. It don't matter. All of it. We need all of it, So.
Get that feedback.
Absolutely.
So you're on the radio tour for a little bit, then you're back home to Alabama then?
I am back into Alabama then. So I think that we'll wrap this thing up probably Friday, and then I'm going to head my little redneck tail back on down to Alabama. I love it down there.
Just as the weather gets cool, you're going to get out of here.
But I love it up here. It's beautiful up here. I love coming up this way. I do, man. It's just completely different terrain. The people are, there's good folks around. I've been really lucky. I've met a lot of good folk, riding these roads, man. I've really enjoyed my times coming up this way.
Well, it's been an enjoyable time to get to know you, and plus you brought donuts too. So
I try to stay in shape, and rounds of shape. I'm trying to keep that round shape,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Randy, good to see you, and come back again.
You too, man. Thank you for having me. And y'all in Radio Land, have a great day, a blessed day. We'll see you next time.